Okay, so I couldn't find the chat because I'm the tab father. But let's see how this video is doing. He didn't do nothing. You heard it?
I got a question. Where are the parents?
Where are the parents? Damn. Once again, the insult. I get likes, dislikes like that anytime I put a video up that I am not featured on. The second my voice is heard, they're like, fuck that guy. Dislike.
Hey, uhuru life, that you worry about that shitty roller coaster life. Up and down and in and out of jobs, no closer wife. You got a kid or two, that's it, you ain't supposed to life. Yo nigga, stop having kids before you're 20. It isn't funny, you don't have money. How you gonna move them out of the jungle? It's an everyday struggle. Now my mom is 50 with no man to help her juggle her.
Yeah, it's a good video. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Here we go. Tupac Shakur, Spit That Knowledge, 1992. And we have it subtitled because he's speaking black talk. Here we go.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme.
Every little thing you do.
Gimme. Everybody back.
That's the Heisman pose he just gave. See that?
Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school.
I like a guy talking about gimme world. He's wearing 2 thick-ass gold chains that could buy and sell a human being.
Everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme.
Ripping on Trump in 1992. I like that. Yeah, he already had a reputation of being a greedy fuck. And now he's talking about, oh, I've never paid federal taxes in my life. It's smart.
Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel like, instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that.
See that? Boom. I mean, that should be a video all on its own right there. Slavery, we shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be talking about slavery and whitey's bad. That's bullshit. He's calling bullshit on the entire movement of people. And this is 1992. This is the height of gangsterism in America. This is before, I don't know, the LA riots were right around here, but like, this is before the OJ case. This is before all the various riots we've had from here until now, definitely before Black Lives Matter and that bullshit narrative of police brutality and disproportionate. I mean, yeah, there's disproportionate stuff happening, but he knows what it is. It's gangsters. He's one of them. He's dead. Guess who shot Tupac? White or black guy? You take a wild guess.
And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted and we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that.
Exactly. So again, he's trying to live in the now. So yeah, he's been slighted. Nobody would disagree. Yeah, obviously black people in America got a raw deal if you go back in time. Of course. But we are trying to live in the present moment. Like Tupac. By the way, somebody else has said the exact same thing with Snoop Dogg. Who's Snoop Dogg? He's the guy who was with him when he sang a little something like this. I don't want gangster party. I want the original, baby. Don't you know? His homeboy. You see this?
You know what I'm saying? Who's that, Biggie?
Watch this shit. Yeah. And these people know about crime. They're the ones doing it. Okay? These people have rap sheets, or they did before Tupac's dead. The name of the song, it ain't nothing but a gangster party. What do you think they're talking about? He's throwing up West Side. Yeah, look at this. Ain't nothing but a... Dude, pig lives matter. Look at that thing. They have no closed captioning for this. They're like, dude, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea what he's talking about. He's talking about hoochies. You know, here, let me fill in the gap. Spoiler alert. He's talking about blasting people, how great he is, lifestyle stuff, and just, you know, he's better than you.
I keep my hand on my gun because they got me on the run. Now I'm back in the courtroom waiting on the outcome.
I keep my hand on the gun because they keep me on the run. Now I'm back in the courtroom. Because you did something with your gun, Snoop.
Free Tupac is all that's on the niggas' mind. But at the same time, it seems they trying to take mine. So I'm going to get smart and get defensive and shit. And put together a million march for some gangster shit. So now they got
He said, I'm going to put together a 1,000,000-man march for some gangster shit. okay, the Million Man March was an attempted black empowerment movement, but Snoop just turned it on its head, and he's turning it into a Million Man Gangsters. What? That's a different movement. We don't want that movement. Ha, two multi-millionaire motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm losing my religion. So he's talking about how rich he is. He's bragging about it. He was not shy with that shit, but listen to Tupac here. This is before that.
But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people.
Let me start by saying I like Tupac. I mean, I'm a huge fan of his. Back in the day I was, today I am. I think he was a smart dude. Even for all his flaws, I mean, he is a product of his system. He is a caricature of that era. And, his father is nowhere to be seen. His mother was, just hopelessly inadequate. And he grew up in the violent thug culture and embraced it and was just the testosterone-riddled guy that he was. He's also a talented poet and rapper, good skill, very charming guy, very funny guy, good actor. So he had showmanship to him and a lot of qualities that made him the icon that he is today. But it is funny that I just go from a cliff going, two multimillionaire motherfuckers, gangsters with throwing up. He's wearing the chains and yet he's talking about, we need help. Well, dude, you got millions of dollars, you help.
Whatever you want to take it from. For us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here, we have been a good friend.
Now, I would take issue with that. See, what he's saying, it's not his job to help everybody. So I'm just giving him a hard time with that. He is saying that the black community needs help. But the problem is, Tupac, is that they've gotten help. They've received a lot of help. And it's not working, okay? We have tons of poor people that come into this country. Immigrants. What do you think immigrants are? They're poor as shit. And they get help. Social services. There is a safety net. We have institutions in place to help people along the way. We're not asking for much. We're asking for people to be hardworking and obey the law. That's it. Everything else, let's thrive. Let's, root on our team at the Olympics. Let's be friends. Let's hang out. Let's do whatever. That's all we're saying. Just don't fuck it up for everybody. Don't fuck society with crime, with drugs, with all that. So he's saying we're being a good friend? How? How are black people been a good friend to America? That's the weirdest way to characterize that. What, if anything, they've been a stain on our country. Hashtag not all. Hashtag there's millions that are great. But their community is by far and away the most criminal element of our society. And destroy one city after another. They know that. Tupac knows that. What do you think he did when he got money? Moved into friggin' a black community? No, of course not. Shit. So, shit. So here's my point. A good friend. A good friend to a plantation owner. Yeah, hard worker. Yeah, the good human labor. That's a long time ago, my man. And so, yeah, you're going to have to, what have you done for me lately? You have not been a good friend. That's ridiculous for you to characterize it like that.
If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback.
You've been there. No, you've been there at the other side of a pistol. You, personally, Tupac. You've been there. Yeah, you've been filling up our prisons. You've been a pain in our motherfucking ass. A pain in our ass. And anybody who lives in a black community, they know that. Now, some of you half-ass pussies out there from Canada or from other parts of the world who don't understand this, you come to America. Okay, you come and live in a city. Go get raised in Los Angeles or New York. Spend 10 minutes in D.C. Not the good parts, the bad parts. And you'll understand what we're talking about. Okay, walk a mile in our shoes, in and among the black people in black communities. Hashtag not all. Hashtag Denzel Washington is great. Morgan Freeman. Not just those famous people. I don't know. I'm sure there's 1,000 black dentists who are awesome. We're not talking about them. We're not talking about the stable family folk. Okay, we understand that they exist, but we also understand that they're 23%. That's the problem. Now spit that shit, Tupac.
Like, you got a friend that you don't never look out for.
Please. Welfare. One word, welfare. Who's looking out for you, baby? What are you talking about never looking out? Good Lord. How about free education? How about living in one of the greatest countries, if not the greatest in the world? I mean, not as far as social standard of living and stuff like that. You're looking at Germany, Scandinavia, places like that. But good Lord, you have a fair shake here. I mean, especially when you compare where you were before, which is Africa. I mean, look, that sounds retarded for me to say. These people have been there for generations. They're as American as apple pie. But if they want to go back to yesteryear and talk about slavery, then I'm going to talk about the fact that If you want to go back to Africa, then you'll understand what you're getting in America and how good you're getting treated here, how good of a friend we've been. Okay, and I'm not involved in this either. I'm first generation American myself. But fucking hell, you're not going to throw white people in large under the bus from America, because that's just not the way it is. How about this? Be a friend to yourself. Uplift yourself. Is that so demeaning for me to say that? It's demeaning for you to suggest that we need to save you. You say you need help, and we recognize that, and we're more than willing to help.
You know, you dressed
Why do you think I started the Save the Blacks campaign?
up in jewels. Now America's got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us.
That's bullshit. Come on, baby. You know that's weak, Tupac. What do you mean they're not lending any? I mean, look, there are reasons. If you have good credit, then you will get loaned money. I mean, the creditors don't fuck around. They see past race. They see numbers. And if you're not bringing numbers to them, then they don't give a shit. Okay? So, you know, it's business. Nothing personal, baby. It's business.
And it's like, you know, everybody need a little help on their way to being, you know, self-reliant.
And that's the problem. See, he recognized right there that black people are not self-reliant. So how do you think that makes us feel? We got to take two. We have to sit here and listen to you bitch at us, and the black people of today's world call us racist and try to tie us to lynchings and slavery and all this fucking ridiculous racist bullshit. And you're sitting there telling us you're not self-reliant. Well, who's not self-reliant? Children. Okay, you have infantilized your entire community. We are not your parents. Become self-reliant your goddamn self. You did it. I mean, I don't know, it's lucky that you did, and you're representative of 0.001% or whatever. I mean, we're not asking everybody to be Tupac and LeBron James, but for fuck's sake, can you try going to school, getting a job, not committing crime? Can we start there? That's way too much to ask, isn't it? And yet we ask it of the Jews, we ask it of the Indians, we ask it of the Mexicans. They don't succeed all the time, but they do it way better than you guys do. Way better. And why do Mexicans not commit as many crimes? They're just as poor. But the only difference is the family. They have fathers who say, son, Jose, could you not kill a guy? Is that possible? Shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about the album, about the Special Olympics. Everybody need a little something to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent.
That's right. Yeah, I agree with that. See, he's trying to plead his case. He's trying to say, help us. We are a disaster zone. We're not self-reliant. Come on, hook us up. Like, what do we want? You going to throw money at this problem? Are you asking for reparations? That's not going to work. Here's the thing. Nobody grows up independent. In the white community, too. Because you know what we have? A family and parents who nurture us and guide us along a path. They teach us things. They instill in us values, discipline. They give us a plan of action. They keep us in check. Oh, wait, son, you know, you dyed your hair black and you have a lip piercing now and you're all emo. This is not good for your financial future. Son, we need to have a talk. That conversation is not had when a black kid at 12, 13 years old is out waving a gun around, or gangbanging, or doing drugs, or smoking the doobies. Okay, you're smoking doobies, bro. You're 10. This is not good. Where's the big brother? Well, the big brother's off gangbanging himself. He's in jail. The dad's in jail. I mean, everybody's going to jail. This is, for fuck's sake, it's a disaster. Okay, it's one of those situations where, you know how when you have a ball of string. Oh no, that's kind of an old school reference. You have a cord, a power cord, and it's knotted up. It's tangled. It's a mess. But it's been tangled for a couple years now. And you go into your storage and you look at it and you're like, I don't have the time, the patience, or the desire to try to untangle this thing. In fact, fuck it. Let's trash it. Let's get a new one. Now, we can't do that with black people. In fact, they just get more and more. They keep breeding, which is great. We love them. Hashtag Morgan Freeman. Hashtag Denzel Washington. Hashtag 1,000 dentists. But, guys, somebody's got to untangle the thing. In other words, if you're in a family, okay, your dad's in jail. The older brother, he's in jail. Somebody, please, anybody in that family, can you stop the cycle? Can anybody get off this thing? Can you raise your child one time? Can you not commit crime once? And then guess what your kids will do? They won't do it either. Somebody's got to nip it in the butt. Like Will Smith. Will Smith could have been a gangbanger. He chose not to be. He had success. He had the money. And then He had success and he's got good values. So what does he do? What do you think Willow and Jaden, you think they're going to live lives of gangsterism? No, they're going to be just fine. So we have a new pattern forming in the Smith family. Now, if you multiply that, if you do that twice, 3, 4 times, do it 100 times, can we get a trend going? Let's rally the troops. Guys, we're on your side. We are rooting for you. Nobody cares if you're successful. We want you to be. We want to laugh. We want to share in your music, in your talents, in your friendship, all that shit. Nobody wants to be at war. Nobody wants that. So stop scapegoating white people and the country at large for your problems. We understand, like you said earlier, you got slighted. You think you were slaves. We understand. Let's all have a good cry about that. But let's live in 2016 and let's work to a brighter future. Come at me, Tupac.
You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity.
We learned all that from our parents, Tupac, our fathers, our mothers, our extended family. We learned all of that.
And struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it?
Wait. When you said we, who's we there? We is you, Tupac, to your illegitimate children. It's you. It's the black community. It's not, because a second ago you were saying we need to give money. We need to help them out. You're not self-reliant. And you're begging for help. Yeah, but I agree. Those things should be taught. And that's taught by parents.
That they want to do that. I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that.
And we do. I mean, there is a sharing of wealth. We don't leave you guys out in the cold. We're not like, hey, fuck you people. God, can we send them back to Africa? Nobody's doing that. So don't paint it like it's the world versus black people. It's not. You guys have a helping hand. Use it.
And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then you need to help them.
No. See? What do you mean? It needs to be the black kids, and then he switches to, it needs to be the white person with money. Help them? Huh? First of all, the reason you have money is white people. Okay? The lion's share of your wealth came from white fans like me. And from white record companies. Who do you think owns this? Who owns this device right here? You're sitting in a white man's chair right now. I mean, white people are more than happy to help. And mutually beneficial relationships flourish everywhere. What do you mean help them? How about help yourself? Damn.
He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids.
No. The white man needs to help the white kids. Because guess who the white kids are? They're his kids. Because he's a father. Because he's successful and he's making smart choices in his life, not dumb fuckery like y'all are doing. Hashtag not all, hashtag Morgan Freeman, hashtag Denzel Washington, hashtag 1,000 dentists.
It's whatever. But it need to be real. And it need to be before we all die and then you say, oh, I made a mistake.
Well, guess what? You did die when you were 25 or some shit. And guess why you died? Because you were embracing the violent gangster culture that is prevalent all throughout Black America. You were spearheading that bitch. So you're dead. Now, if you were alive, I would love to hear what you had to say. You put you on CNN. Give you a segment. I'd love to hear your take on Black Lives Matter. You probably come up with 1,000 new great songs, interesting messages, heartfelt, insightful, clever, with flow. You did all of that. But you're dead now because of black violence, which is a major problem we have nothing to do with, my man. That's not on white people. That's on you. So this whole thing of help me, help us, give us your money, white man. No. You stop killing each other, for starters, then start raising your kids, then come talk to me.
We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped them.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What is the money going to do? What do you think? You could throw money at these single mothers. They're just going to get better weaves. Nothing's going to change. Didn't you make a song about this? I mean, why am I going crazy here? It's me and Walter from The Big Lebowski.
These folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish.
Oh, God. See, that's a problem. Talking about God. God and his influence, or lack thereof, in the black community. I mean, that's just nonsense. That sort of reminds me of when I used to talk about atheism. Yeah, God is not going to help you. There is no promised land. Okay, stop. You're barking up the wrong tree with religion and God. Okay, stop with that. Let's get real. Let's get in the trenches. Let's make some actual societal change. And it's got to start from you people. You need to make that change, not us.
When God punishes you, because I feel like, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets.
Okay, now he goes on an ethical thing about the wealth in America, and yeah, there's a moral case to be made that somebody shouldn't win the lottery, and that's ridiculous. And how you deal with supreme wealth like that is really new ground. I mean, these people are richer than emperors. So a guy like Bill Gates has been doing real well with it. Bill Gates is a shining example of what to do when you're a billionaire. Trump is the exact opposite. Tupac, he tried to help. He tried to give back to his community. I don't know if he started charities, but I'm sure he gave to them. And he was constantly worrying. I mean, look at this interview right here. So he did this in his songs and in his speeches, and he was actually concerned. And so he had this in his mindset. He's a good guy. And he realized, it's like, this is fucking ridiculous how much money I have.
That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid.
But it's a little bit of, communism. He's basically promoting socialism. And yeah, you shouldn't get all up in a tizzy about a couple guys getting super rich. That's not the problem. I mean, we should have a bare minimum. We should have a balance of capitalism and socialism like they do in Europe, like we have in America. It's just a matter of striking that balance and making sure that the standard of living, even for the least among us, the poor, is still sufficiently good. We're always trying to bump that up.
There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1,000,000 billion and then there's people starving. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not on them. It's not their responsibility. So it's like, look, we have governmental programs. We have ways of combating poverty, and it's not to have Michael Jackson fork over money.
There's no way that these people should.
Because it's more sophisticated than that. You can't just throw money at problems. More money, more problems, in fact.
On planes, and there people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants.
Drawers. See, drawers in Black Talk means pants. Drop your drawers. He's not talking about shelving. But I think he might be talking to a white guy, so he maybe understood that guy didn't register that drawers doesn't mean what it means for white people. So he said pants, which is synonymous. It's the same thing. It's a simile.
You say to people that say, well, they earned it. Now you go out and you're earned it.
If they earned it, then I think that's good, and I think that they deserve it. But even if you earned it, you still owe.
Yeah, so, okay, that's called taxation.
Because look at me. I don't have that mega money, but
I wonder how much money he had sitting there at that moment. 1992? Come on, Tupac. You were rolling at that point.
I feel guilty walking by somebody. I got to give them some mail. And if I know I got $3,000 in my pocket, I feel like it's wrong to give that person a quarter or a dollar.
Yeah, so Tupac is a good guy. He actually cares about his community. Now, having said that, if you want to get more controversial, he probably cares about the black community more than the white community. Just like many people in the white community care more about the white community than the black community. You care about your community. That makes sense. It makes sense biologically, tribally. It's just how we were evolved. And it's just, you don't know people. I mean, I went through a list today of all these dead bodies in Afghanistan and Iraq. I don't know those people. If that was people in Los Angeles, I'd be like, holy shit, we got a problem. Now, Tupac has shown us that he's got a heart. He wants to help. And I don't know how he spent his money in his life. I mean, he obviously was, I mean, you look at some of his videos, I mean, it doesn't look like he's the most benevolent giver. He's not some charitable guy, but I guess he was on some level.
It's wrong. Only you know what you got in your pocket.
I got a friggin' log in my pocket.
And that's wrong. No matter what they do, if they take it and drink it, they take it and drink it.
That's bad, Tupac. Yeah, no, that's the problem, though. That's what we're talking about. If you throw money at the problem, you'll end up with some homeless black dude drinking away the $10 bill you just gave him. That happens all the time. It leads to nothing. So we need to be better than that. We have to have systems in place. Education, you have to teach people. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink a 40. That's how the famous expression goes.
But I mean, you understand, and we all know how hard it is, and it's not about if you good or you bad. So since it's not about if you good or you bad, we know that because he don't got
Michael Jackson was bad.
God don't mean he was bad, or don't mean he's a criminal, or don't mean he's crazy or a drug addict, or none of that. It just means he don't got.
Yeah, but see, you can not have and also be crazy and also be a drug addict and also be a criminal. And all of those things are bad things independent of how much money you have. Okay, if you're poor, that's a problem for you. If you're poor and you rape somebody, that's a problem for the person you raped and for the rest of us. Because you're now ruining society because you're a criminal. So now you're a poor person who has chosen to rape. Two separate things. Do not try to say, yeah, if I just had money, then I wouldn't be a criminal and I wouldn't be crazy and I wouldn't be all that. No. Don't try to lump that together. We're not going to let you get away with that.
And ain't it bad that you got 30? I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million? $32 million. And this person has nothing, and you can sleep. You can still go to the movies
Yeah, see, he's talking about this, but he's still only talking about the context of America. I mean, he's not widening it out to Africa and the rest of the world where people live, for less than $1 a day. There's poverty everywhere. There's no drinking water. People are dying left and right. So, yeah, there's a logistical situation here, Tupac. We cannot help everybody. And so we are doing our best. And America is doing a lot better than a lot of other places. So I don't think Tupac had necessarily traveled the world at this point. He's not coming from an international perspective. He's trying to shame us from an ethical and moral standpoint. But based off what? Based off that there are some black people poor? There's twice as many. I heard 3 times as many white people who are in poverty. So it gets muddied when people try to make it a race issue. But if you're really talking about a poor issue, then what are you talking about? Because Mexicans are poor and whites are super poor. But guess what? They're not making those additional choices, which is criminality, drug use. Some of them are, obviously. But it's just to varying degrees. And those numbers matter.
I mean, and these are the type of people that get humanitarian awards. Millionaires. How can they be humanitarians? By the fact that they millionaires and there's so many poor people shows how unhumane they are.
Yeah, I like how unhumane, they corrected him, inhumane. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, that's why a lot of people, they can't stand when people are so pompous and they get up there and they say, look how great I am. I sent out a tweet, or I did a little thing. Like the Game of Thrones actors, they did something for the refugees. They made a video. They took a day out of their life. Meanwhile, they have millions of dollars. So yeah, he's calling bullshit on that. He's like, look, if you really cared, you'd probably cough up a huge chunk of your income here, buddy. But they're not, because they don't really care. They care to a degree. Sam Harris talked about this on his recent podcast. He had some guy on who promised to give away all the money he earned after a certain amount. So he lives off a bare minimum income and then just gives the rest away. Now, that is an insane level of empathy, and he's taking on a problem that is so massive that he's basically committed himself to a life of poverty. But, again, throwing money at a problem is not necessarily going to help. You got to be smarter with that.
You know what I'm saying? And that bugs me. Not saying that when I'm never going to be rich, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying it's a struggle, and I think everybody deserves. And I think there's a way to pay these people.
No. Everybody deserves, we deserve certain bare minimum stuff, yeah. There should be a lowest common denominator that we uplift, and we're always constantly struggling to make life good for as many people as possible. But you got to put in your fair share, bro. You got to do something. And so he even recognized his own sort of hypocrisy. He's like, look, I'm trying to get rich right now, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to do, but come on.
I think there is a way. It just takes to be revolutionary, and it takes to do something out of the ordinary.
Here's something out of the ordinary and revolutionary. Raise your family. Sad to say, that is a true statement when it comes to the black community today.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if we just said, okay, I got an idea. No more porno buildings, you know what I'm saying? Let's build houses. Or no more polo games. Let's build.
Not even sure what a porno building is, but if he's talking about a brothel, yeah, okay. He's saying, look, we could redirect some of our energy, some of our human resources to stopping people from being poor and hungry. That's good, yeah.
Build houses for poor people. You know what I'm saying? Or, look, okay, I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house.
I bet you Tupac had more than one house, but that's neither here nor there.
And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms and you know there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me. It don't.
So he's speaking from an emotional place because he sees how the struggle is for his people, and he feels guilty because he's made it at this point, and he knows he's going to be fine. His people, his family are going to be fine, but everybody else, all the people he grew up with, they're all scraping together, trying to get by paycheck to paycheck, if they even have that, or they're in prison. They're straight up a disaster. So you can tell that he actually cares. He's passionate about this. Now his solution needs a tweak. I mean, the passion is there, the empathy is there, but you can't just. I mean, he's acting like you just make it rain. Just send helicopters over Harlem and problem solved. It's like, that's not really going to do anything, actually.
And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees, all the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and then somebody's starving. And they're having a white Christmas. They have.
Can you prove that somebody's starving, that there's a starving child in Africa? Can you prove that? Gary, where are you?
Having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole nine. That's not fair to me.
Wow, anti-eggnog at the end. Eggnog just got thrown under the bus. So how funny that that is MTV News. Okay, that is back in the day when MTV News was actually credible. They go and talk to a relevant artist at the time, up-and-coming guy, and they interview him. And they get not just a fluff piece, not like, hey, what's your favorite color? It's, what do you think about the major problems in your community? Now, today, this channel sucks balls. So online on YouTube, they're offering no problems. They're offering exactly what Tupac just suggested they stop talking about, which is, hey, you shouldn't get up and talk about slavery and fuck whitey. That's not going to do anything. Okay, so they need to go look at this video on their own goddamn channel and then listen to Tupac and Snoop and myself and wake up and stop with the narrative, because we're all getting sick of it. And even me out in Germany, I'm sick of it. Anyway, that is something. Wow. Does my mic work? Did you guys hear any of that? Or was that lost in translation? 740. I think I'm about to roll out. Let me sit tight for a second. I'm going to be right back. I'll play you this song and I'll be right back.
Hi, Uhuru. Mulatto Proud Boy here. Here's a song that I wrote. It's dedicated to all the unarmed black men that have been being shot. I'm probably gonna fuck up a lot, but whatever. Do you think Martin Luther King would be singing if he heard about this bullshit blinging and chingy and chains? Nigga, hear what I'm saying? Yeah, you're fucking insane if you think the system hates you. Yes, I will debate you. You're the one whose fate you insist is destined to fail. That's why you ended up in jail. Tell me now, why don't you send more emails for a job now? Tell me you apply yourself the most in life, that you worry about that shitty roller coaster life. Up and down and in and out of jobs, no closer wife. You got a kid or two, that's a you ain't supposed to life. Yo nigga, stop having kids before you're 20. It isn't funny, you don't have money. How you gonna move them out of the jungle? It's an everyday struggle. Now my mom is 50 with no man to help her juggle. Her cancer, her cats, her finances, her substance addictions. This is my life, yes, the truth is not fiction. Where is the blame for the parents who have kids when in no positions? Can't feed themselves, let alone another. Need to learn safe sex. Yo, just phone a brother or Google or pay attention in your health class. Teacher doesn't give a fuck, now he gets a stealth pass. Mother never noticed he ain't showing up and smoking hell grass. Now Jerome's on the street getting his ass kicked by the police. His bro Maurice tweets that he didn't do nothing. No, he didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing, no. How many didn't do's it didn't do if he didn't do nothing? I said he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. How many didn't do's it didn't do if it didn't do nothing? I got a question. Where are the parents? Mom was so good. Saved all her money, moved me out the hood. A good education is all she wanted for us. Though sometimes she spoiled and stun on our lust. With the video games, no SAT review book. Mom, please don't hate me, your wallet, won't you look into yourself? Yes, my mother, black brothers, be better with money and honest with all the other manifestations of self-sabotage. Trust me, I know it is my fucking job. Had a silver platter, but I am the one who robbed myself of success. Now I'm running uphill, trying to clean up this mess, and I'm trying my best.
There you go. I'm back. I'm back, baby. I wonder if this guy's getting subs. Let's go check him out. Yeah, he's doubled in subs. Let's see. Comments. Put it on Bandcamp or something, man. I'll buy it. Preach it. Wonderful stuff. Good. You're my hero. Wow, it's spreading. Here from AIU. I definitely smash you. Wow. The Roo sent me. The truth will set them free. That song was hard-hitting, but you are really good live. I would pay to go watch you play at a bar. Huh. Harambe died. Okay, beautiful. Holy shit, this is awesome. Got here through AIU. Love the song. Insta sub. Hey, Atheist Roo sent me, and this is my third time listening to you. This is brilliant in such various ways, but I'm sure you knew that already. Subscribed and hope to see more songs or SJW debates. Look at that anonymous anime icon. Oh, God, can I ban him? Fuck.